Matt.
Welcome to First Play,
A video series in which we judge a game by only what comes in the box. In this episode, we're gonna check Höyük. Okay, so what comes in the box, Luciano? Let's see. The rule, there are what's the name? The banners, the flags. They show that we have a manual in English, one in German, and one in French.
and it's a little bit scary when you open the box and see these three manuals.
Yeah, but
So,
at least they don't have...
Jesus, the rules are gonna be
It's like
so huge.
And they aren't, right?
No,
It's not very thick
and
rule
there's
book.
the table.
Okay, let's check it out. We see this here later.
The table.
The board.
The board.
Yeah. We put the board
table,
in the table. Yeah.
The board.
And yeah, oh, we hit the microphone. So first microphone hit in the series. Okay, so
You can understand that this is a game when a prehistorical society fights against aliens that comes from outer space to try to
no,
kill them all to take the water from this river.
almost close, very close. You are one of the leaders of up to 5 civilizations. Early tribes in the first civilization in this region here.
Prehistoric.
Yeah, and we have a lot of meeples, and those are what's their name? They are catastrophe cards. We have here the catastrophe cards and the aspect cards, and you have a lot of civilization tokens, like the tribe tokens. You have the green ones and the yellow ones and the I'm making a mess here. The pants.
Yeah, you are.
And what else? What do we have here? We have red people, green people are there. What's the blue people? And there's also purple
Kind of like
people.
an eye.
Yes, purple people.
Purple people.
So you choose one of the 5 tribes, and
By the color, or
Yeah.
if you just like the design of their houses.
kind of like an Euro game, right?
Yeah, because you have to build a civilization. You have to build cities. Can I call cities?
I think
Because it's not a city.
They're
just
villages.
village.
They're villages.
But it's not a village if you are alone there. It's just your tribe. So.
Yeah, let's talk about the game after we see the speed up play.
Okay.
We recorded a game, we're gonna speed it up, and then we come back and talk about the game. Talk about a little bit about the game and what did you think about the game?
Veja a porta abrir, abajur cor de carne, o lençol azul,
Peraí, o que tá acontecendo? Eu perdi a...
cortinas de seda,
Eu não sei o que tá
e o
acontecendo.
seu corpo nu. Tudo bom? Menina veneno, você tem um jeito sereno de ser.
O problema é que essa idade,
No meu quarto de me enlouquecer, me enlouquecer, me enlouquecer, yeah, 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 yeah.
We're back. So the game is...
That was fast.
Yeah, and there was even a song. Everything is in the board. Is that kind of game. It's like a German style game in which you really need very little to read, and that's one of the pluses of this game. Everything is here. When you pick up on one of those tablets, what you are allowed to build, it's obvious what you need to build. The catastrophe, the aspects, they once you know what they mean, what those numbers mean, what those symbols mean, because it's those pictures here are
Just
for flavor. Yeah.
flavor.
Well, what's important is
Just to
this.
be beautiful.
Yeah, is the symbol on top and the numbers, because you trade them for points, and you have the. You didn't take the from the
Okay,
the chits you use for scoring, and you put those things here.
Just round pieces of color.
So shrines, ovens, woolly mammoth, and villagers. And this is the shaman that you put, or shaman. I don't know how to say that. Shaman.
Shaman.
I think it's shaman. I think it's shaman.
Yeah.
Okay. And you put them on one of the village. So you go about using, I don't know if it's clear in the video, but it's squared away, like the board is squared away. I think this is clearer. So you go about putting your tribe's houses and the other people's houses here, forming grids. And there's a lot of aspect cards here that you, after the end of every round, there you have the turn order very clearly here, and the VPs, and when you should use the
everything
cards.
is on the board.
Yeah,
everything is represented on the board, so you don't have to just remember that. You can choose. You can look at the board, and there's everything explained here.
You need to check the manual for two things. The first one, oh yeah, this one is in German. First of all, the catastrophe cards, the symbols, you have like catastrophe 1 or 2 with the different symbols here. This is 1, this is 2. So you need to see in the rules book what the first symbol means, if it's 1 or 2, and what the second symbol means. What does it mean? So you know what to do, what catastrophes that's gonna plague the region that round. So it's here, and it takes 1.5 pages, but
Catastrophology.
Catastrophology, yeah. I think the game would have benefited of a card, maybe a standard playing card
this is something
size.
that you have to read the manual, at least in the first times you play the game, because it's not very intuitive.
But
it is for me.
Yes, I was about to say that. She memorized most of it. Only if there was one of those rare cards that almost never appears, because it's many catastrophe cards, and you're gonna see what, 10 of them throughout the whole match. So you started memorizing them pretty quickly. I couldn't. I left it to her. And also in the rare instances in which you are able to trade 5 cards with the same symbol, you trade for 12 points. You also, we're making a mess. You also allowed to use one of the special abilities of your tribe. So let's concentrate in here on the manual. I don't think the rules book is very good. I don't think it's crappy. It could have been better. It's not as good as most of the rules books we have come in contact with. It's a very simple game, but we had to go back and forth on the manual a couple of times, every game match, every play. So we had like the rules are spread out.
Yeah.
Like how to.
It's not easy to find when you have a problem on the game. You have to look for the place where that rule is.
Yeah, because
it's not really well organized.
Yes, there isn't one place you go to see if something gives you point or something doesn't give you point. Also, the game has what I find really neat in most games. It has basic mode, average mode, medium mode, and then the advanced mode. Forget about it. Go straight to the advanced mode. It's a nicer game. It's not that complicated. We taught this game, I think, for 2 or 3 people that don't play a lot of board games. They got it.
They play it.
And they found it boring. Like the basic rules, they found it boring.
Yeah.
Only when we introduced the advanced, like the complete rules, they found it interesting. What do you think of the game, Luciana? What do you think of the experience of Höyük?
It's funny.
It's funny. You laugh a lot when you watch.
I laugh a lot. I had a great time playing Höyük. It's one of the games that I really enjoy playing. But I think it's a little bit complicated because you have so many rules for everything. You have rules for construction, for scoring. You have to make your strategy and pay attention of the other players making their strategy. So if you don't remember what gives you points and how things happens because it's too many rules.
Yeah, I don't think I agree with you. Yeah, it's one of our easiest Euro style games. Puerto Rico is way more complicated.
Yeah.
There's maybe 4 or 5 different scoring rules. And what you see as complicated, and I agree, is that you need to pay attention to what you're doing, adjust your strategy all the time. It's not the kind of that you choose a strategy and stick to it to the end. You need to adjust constantly, or you are gonna lose, because it's a very dynamic game. I don't see that as being complicated rules-wise. It's strategically complicated, but the rules are simple.
There are games that you can play with children, you can play with people that are not gamers, and the strategy it's easier. So I think this is a good game. It's a fun game to play. I use that word a lot. I need to choose another one. A fun game to play.
You can say it's an enjoyable game.
Enjoyable, it's fun. It's a fun game to play, but there are more easy and more portable games, because there's a lot of pieces and you need a box.
Yeah, you do need a box, or a very big Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
It's deeply strategic, like the strategy of the game.
And it doesn't look like.
No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like a simple game. When I explain it, that's what I'm saying. When I explain the game, there are very little rules. Okay, the scoring points, the scoring rules are not that simple, but you ally that with a deep layer of strategy, and you have to. It's not the kind of game that you can play drinking beer and talking on the phone. You need you need to concentrate. At any given point, you would see people around our table like this.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a game that invites analysis paralysis sometimes. Not very often. I would say it's a beautiful game. Yeah, woolly mammoths. A mammoths.
So beautiful. It doesn't look like a mammoth, but okay.
It went through the first play gauntlet. What we need to do here is to decide not if we like the game or if it's a pretty game, but does it pass, Luciana?
Yes.
You think it does?
I think it does.
Okay. So even though the rules manual, the rules book could have used a little cleaning up, a little bit, you don't really need to go online to check it out. Although there was one thing that was a little confusing, those two icons here.
Yeah.
But it's my fault. No, it's my fault. Because I interpreted them in one way, you did in another way.
You couldn't see that.
But everybody else that we asked,
with me.
Agreed with you. And I emailed one of the editors of one of the owners of the company, and he says you were right and I was wrong. But it was my mistaken interpretation of the way that there's a picture in the book, in the manual, and the order that is here. But I was mistaken, clearly mistaken.
Really possible to play just using the rule book, and you don't have to get any help online.
Yes, no need at all. You can take it away to the woods and play with the creatures of the forest without internet connection. Yeah. No aliens, Luciana. That's another. I think that's one of the expansions.
We are the aliens that come to.
All right. So this has been
cathedrals or something.
That's another game. So this has been First Play. You can watch other episodes on firstplay.tv.
And don't forget to check other videos about gaming on Gamerati.tv.
I'm Marcelo.
I'm Luciana.
And we are the Gamerati.